French priest Father Henri de Laulani developed the system of rice intensification known as SRI in Madagascar in the 1980s in an effort to find sustainable agricultural practices which lead to higher productivity, better use of capital and labor, less input costs, and less requirement of water. SRI consists of 6 key elements of growing rice. Now let's learn how to execute the 6 elements. The first step is seed treatment to pre-germinate the seeds. Gather seeds, an egg or potato, salt, a big vessel and water. Dissolve enough salt in a vessel. When an egg or potato can float, it means that the seeds can be put in water. The seeds which rise up to the water surface are discarded. The seeds which settle at the bottom of the vessel are healthy seeds. Thereafter, bundle them in a moist, thick cloth to facilitate their pre-germination. Keep the seeds moist by covering them for 2 to 3 days. After 2 to 3 days, the seeds will have sprouted buds and the first seed root will be about 2 to 3 millimeters long. The first step is to spread banana leaves or plastic sheeting on top of the surface area where the raised seed bed will be made. This is done to prevent the roots of the seedlings from penetrating into the soil. Select a level area near or in the main field to enable quicker and easier transport between the nurseries and the fields. The seed beds have to be nutrient-rich. The soil mixture will contain approximately 75% soil, 20% well-decomposed and dried organic manure or compost, green manure, vermiculture, and 10% fresh or charred rice hull. Prepare the surface nursery area by increasing and raising the height of the soil by 4 to 6 inches. Alternately, you can do this by using a wooden frame, bricks, bamboo, or wooden sticks above the plastic sheets. The point to remember is to make the seed beds nutrient-rich and make sure that the roots of the seedlings don't penetrate too deep. After the seedbed is made, sow the pre-germinated seeds uniformly. Sprinkle soil and pat gently to embed them at about 2 to 3 centimeters into the soil. Mulch with paddy straw and then sprinkle water immediately. Water the nursery twice a day for 5 days and keep it covered with rice straw banana leaves or plastic sheets to keep the soil moist. Make sure that you protect the nursery from heavy rains for the first 5 days after seeding. Just as in traditional paddy cultivation, the land needs to be carefully ploughed, puddled, levelled and raked. The only difference is that in Shri farming, we need to provide a canal at every 3 meters distance to facilitate drainage. Drainage is required to maintain the moisture level uniformly. The seedlings should be planted at a precise spacing, usually 10 by 10 inches. Transplant the young seedlings at the intersection points. Now the land is ready. The 8 to 12 days old seedlings are transplanted with their roots intact. Rice plant roots and canopies grow better if spaced widely rather than densely. This exposes each plant to more sunlight, air, soil nutrients and allows easier access to grow. In Shri, the plants are not required to be submerged in water. It is good enough for the plant's root to be moist, as the purpose of irrigation is just to wet the soil. Since there is no standing water and no continuous submergence of rice plants under Shri, weeds tend to proliferate, requiring careful and frequent weeding. On an average, 3 weedings are required. The first weeding is done within 10 to 12 days of transplantation, and then in the gap of 12 to 15 days until the crop has grown to such a level that the canopy obviates weeding.